Hi guys, just a quick look here on my antenna setup. I'm just going to show you real quick the three radios I've got on at the moment and how I organise the antenna sort of selection for these three radios. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Inside the loft, up above this cupboard, there is two antennas. I've got three antennas. I've got a vertical antenna, which is a very short, I think they call it Excalibur or something like that, 27 to 28 megs, with a home built choke underneath it. I made it myself, like an RF choke underneath it. It needs it because the coax length needs it for a ground plane, I believe. Anyway, so it's a home built choke to get the SWR down. Then I've got a home built dipole, which is again got a choke on the bottom of it because I couldn't get the length perfect. So there you go, which works quite well. Got the the SWR quite low on that now. I've got the two antenna switches. That antenna switch there is for the HF antennas. On the top there we've got a dummy load. It's about a 30 watt constant, 100 watt maximum, something like that. Peak, or is it 100 watts for 2 seconds or something like that? It's quite a big one. It's a Watson. I'll try to get the info on the back of that. There you go. Okay, so that's the information on that if you want to zoom in and pause it and whatever. So that's the dummy load there. Quite a nice dummy load. Not at the perfect angle. I can see it's at 45-degree angle, but it's close enough since my radios don't put that much power out anyway, so it's quite good. So I've got 1, 2, 3. 3 on there is the vertical, which seems to be the best reception for the HF bands, and 2 there, which is probably the best for transmission if I transmit, which I don't often. Okay, so we've got all this bit of a mess wiring here. Also, I've got a discount in the loft, which is there, joined there, and these coaxes go down my cupboard. This is just inside of an old cupboard, down there, and through the wall at the bottom there. Then they come up behind the radios, and they come up to these two 4-way switches. They're all Watson switches. I think they're Watson. They're quite a good brand. They're quite a good quality switch, to be fair. Okay, and I've labelled that one up 25 to 1300 megahertz, which is the discount. So that goes to either radio 1 or radio 2. Radio 1 is this, which is a Uniden STS 200E, the European version of the digital scanner. And then we've got Radio 2, which is this, not BBC Radio 2, obviously. Radio 2, which is this ICOM here, the 8600, quite a nice receiver. And then we've got the HF antenna switch, which is choose from 3, dummy load, vertical, or collinear, inverted V dipole, which is 0 to 30 megs, because that's the best frequencies for those two antennas. I've got radio 1 and radio 2 there. So radio 1 is whatever's sitting here at the moment, which is like a CB 10 meter sort of radio, and an SWR meter of some sorts, or a power meter. And then I've got radio 2, as you might guess, it is the ICOM ICR 8600. So the ICOM's HF antenna I've got going from the HF setup, the HF switch, and it's VHF UHF antenna I've got from this switch here. So you just select between the two. Also, if I want to scan, or sorry about that glare, if I want to scan anything on this whilst I'm using the UHF VHF antenna on this, I've got a nice little trick, which isn't perfect but does actually work for local. I've got it's split there, and I've got a little sort of rubber duck type antenna, what they used to call rubber duck, on a little T-splitter there. So I've got the main antenna going into it, so it's only joined to that little that BNC sort of scanner antenna. I know the polarization's wrong. It should be vertical. I know that before anyone comments saying, it should really be vertical. I know that. It's only for local when I'm on this and I'm listening to stuff. If I'm using the VHF HF antenna on this, then I use the that little antenna that's plugged into the back just for local transmissions, and it works. It doesn't impede the RSII or SSI, sorry, of this signal when it's plugged in, and it does pick up some signals that are local quite well, actually, really quite well. So it does okay, that does, and it's obviously only duplexed to that when it's switched on to that. When it's switched on to the next position for this, it loses its connection via that switch there I talked about earlier. Right, that's it, guys. Just a quick look at my own. That's a bit of a what's the word? Redundant term. Okay, so that's a look at my antenna switch setup. A quick look there. Obviously, it's a bit of a mess. I mean, you know, it all works nicely, but yeah, there's wires everywhere. But that's the way I run it. And of course, I've got this little power meter, home built sort of power meter thing there. Current there, 1.82 amps, 13.76 volts. Fairly accurate actually as well. Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for looking. Thanks for watching.